And the Synology topic we'll hit another time, but I'm going to ask Alex this. So I've had a Synology for a while, and I wrote in the show notes a little thing about this, which is like using my Synology feels a little bit like if you had a new stepdad who is like kind of forward thinking, but kind of locked in the Microsoft universe with just a little bit of flirtation with Linux. Like that's how it feels to me to be using
That's so good.
whatever DSM 7 or whatever it's called, not DSM.
Is
it called DSM?
I think it is called DSM.
That's correct.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a therapist friend who recently told me he was reading DSM 1, and I was like, "Is that like reading the Old Testament?" But anyway, I met Brett and Christina told me about something called Download Station, which I know everyone knows about. It seems like if they have a Synology as a way of doing my torrents, that I don't have to keep my laptop open. And I was like, it's one of those things where I'm like, wow, I have a Synology and I wasn't using it for this, and I need to figure out all the other ways to use it, while also letting my stepdad know he's not my real dad. And so, Alex, just a lightning round here. What are two things that like you use your Synology for that you're like, wow, my life would be very different without these things? My technological life.
Honestly, the biggest thing for me is just the backup and storage. I underestimated how much I would use, I guess, the dumb features of Synology that aren't the big, fancy VPN, casey-less style stuff. But I will say the second feature is possibly the best feature of Synology, which is having friends who also use Synologies and can give you advice for when you inevitably break it, or give you ideas on cool things to do with it. And I previously I also use it for Plex, but I had a Usenet account with I forget what I use, Sonar and Radar and all that good stuff. But or all the extra R's. Oh, is that because it's pirate? Is that why there's an extra R?
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never thought of that.
Oh, that's amazing.
That just sounded on at least two of us at the same time.
That's adorable. Yes.
Oh man. And I as much as I adore transmission, I was listening to an older episode of Overtired, and I was like, wait, what's down? What? And so I am tinkering with that because it's more manageable, or at least it's more in my wheelhouse, so I don't need to be texting Casey at 10 p.m. being like, hey, can I use your Plex to watch this concert now, please?
It has great search capabilities. That's what differentiates it for me.
Totally. I totally agree.
Cool.
Finding.
Yeah. So I guess that I am a I'm more distant from my stepdad, I suppose, but I'm trying to, like you, build up that relationship.
What do you use how do you back up to your Synology? What do you use?
I don't even know. In fact, I can't even look because my current or my MacBook Pro is at Apple right now, being torn apart for a reason. I know. But I have to say, my friend let me borrow a M2 MacBook Air, and other than for encoding and doing the 3D video editing, even like 4K editing is pretty solid and
nice
without using proxy media and stuff. So yeah, I don't remember.
I will
Casey
say,
helped me set it up.
I use Synology Drive to back up my entire user folder. I use Arc to back up specific external drives to my Synology as a double backup. And I use Time Machine. I use my Synology as a Time Machine destination. So between the three, it has saved my ass just in the last couple months. A few times I've been able to find revisions and versions and save external hard drives just from having this like triple backup to my Synology.